Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to this week of Chat with Nessa. I'm so happy and grateful now to have Miss LaTrell Fitchett with me. Welcome, Miss Fitchett, to Chat with Nessa.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for having me.
yes, and you know what? I want to introduce you because I met you through Michelle, and you know what? This is a powerhouse author, business owner, mentor, activist. And you know what? I wanted to start with she has been appointed by President Biden to his American Rescue Team that discusses issues of inequality. And in your community, you are known as the voice of the community because you always discuss issues of inequality. So I was so excited when I heard that you were part of Biden's American Rescue Team, and I want to start the discussion with that. How did that
Absolutely.
happen? That's such a big deal. What an
Well, it,
honor.
it actually came to me, and I was honored because my voice, I try to be that voice for the community, especially when it deals with inequality for educators, residents. I want to be that voice to make sure that their voice is heard. And when anyone asks me to speak on behalf of inequality, infrastructure, anything dealing with inequality to the community, I'm just very passionate about that.
That is phenomenal. So congratulations on that. I
Thank
wanted
you
to
so much.
ask you, growing up, now I know you're big, you have your own business, a children's center. Growing up, what's your desire or passion as a little girl? Did you think you would be a business owner and author and all this success would be upon you? What were your dreams and goals growing up?
Well, growing up, I was actually the only child for 8 years. I was surrounded by strong men. My uncles, my mother was the only girl growing up. It was her and her four brothers, and my grandfather and my grandmother. So, and my dad, I had strong men that was surrounded me. So I wanted to be a tomboy, but actually, after my dad got killed, we moved to Washington, D.C. My mom remarried, and my stepfather was very strong man. And after coming here, my our neighbors' parents wanted me to watch their children, and when they got out of school, pick them up from school and bring them home till they got off work. And I did it, but I didn't play. I was very stern when it came to making sure that they did their homework and had everything done. So when their mom and dad came home, that their homework was done and they had already eaten. So that was what I made sure of every day after school. But that taking care of children was definitely not in my vision or my view. I wanted to be an electronic engineer.
Oh,
And
wow.
I actually went to school and graduated and got my degree. But during that time, when I graduated in 1988, was during a time when that career was considered a man's career. So it was very hard, me being African American and also being a woman. Me and one other young lady was in the class coming out of that test electronics school.
Wow. So how did you start your daycare center, your child care center? What year did it start? And what made you name it Promoting Love and Wisdom Home Child Care Center?
Well, it actually started June 2012. It wasn't in my vision or view. My mom, Subi, and my aunt, uh, Juanita, actually saw the vision for me. And I kept running away from it. And it wasn't until I got hurt at work, which was at Department of Navy, and I was on a military base working in the pre-K classroom with the children. And my mom and my aunt kept saying, "You need to start your own daycare," because I would come home in the evenings and help the children in Ward 7 in the community, tutoring them in the evenings. a lot of the families in the community, some of the parents didn't even have their high school diploma, and they were struggling trying to assist their children in completing their homework. So I offered services to them for free in the evenings, and they would be waiting on me. As soon as I pulled up, I would come in and have them come over and start working with them. So, and then my mom passed away in April of 2012. And I knew then it was time for me to listen to her voice and persevere and start the. So I started purchasing items after she passed away for the day
Wow.
prayer.
So
And
you
the
did it to honor
name,
your mom.
yes, the name came from, I wanted to have a name that meant something. So I decided to use my first initial and my husband's first initial, but I wanted to promote education and learning. So I said P was promoting, and my name is LaTrell, so that was the love, and the wisdom was William, and home child care center. So that's how the name came about.
Wow. And I know you have different strategies that you had to use during the pandemic because it was a rough year for everyone. And you
Absolutely.
actually came up with a lot of strategies, including writing children's books. Can you talk
Yes,
about how
I
you
do.
got through this past year?
Actually, the business was at the point where we were actually getting ready to start our overnight. We purchased the beds for the families that was getting ready to start, and we got impacted with the COVID-19, and the mayor Bowser had to shut us everybody down, the whole city down, which was a little frustrating and devastating because we couldn't go anywhere. So I knew I had to come up with some goals to sustain my business. I actually had just graduated from Wakeif in their mastermind class, and I wanted to use the expertise that I was able to obtain. I wanted to use that to come up with strategies of revenue to sustain my business. And so I became a DC notary, and then I went to a real estate course online and passed that, got my certificate. Um, then I actually applied for Washington President Educational Organization, where I got my women-owned small business certification, and I got my Women's Business Enterprise National Council. I became BBBA plus for my business. Um, what else? Uh, I wrote the children's books. I wrote 5 children's books, and I basically wanted to be a voice for the children. And so the books are coming out. I don't want to share the title just yet, but they're actually the illustrator just sent them over for copying editing. So hopefully they should be coming out in July. And I think you all gonna really enjoy it. I know the children are gonna enjoy it. But it's actually the books are being that voice and just putting letting adults and everyone know how children think and how they feel when they go through different situations, um, where it's inequality or just their culture, just different things that they experience, and no one probably take notice of to really ask them how they're feeling and stuff like that. So yes, coming.
Wow. So all five books are coming out at once?
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, that's phenomenal. Now,
Yes.
your websites will be listed under the broadcast. Will people be able to go to your websites and get the book, or how would they get the book in the future when it comes out?
Um, we'll probably have a link for them to go to. Actually, I have my uh, gentleman actually creating my e-commerce website. And so we're going to make sure that everything is linked through the e-commerce and the website, where you'll be able to also go on Shopify, Redbubble, Amazon. You'll be able to get the books, and we're very excited about
That's so exciting. As soon as you get the e-commerce website, you'll give that to me because I want to be able to
it.
promote
Yes.
that. I want to be
Um,
able to promote that as soon as you get that. That's exciting.
We
Wow.
also patent and trade the brand. So promoting Love and Wisdom Home Child Care Center is trademark, and Push Academy is trademark, which we implemented that in 2017 for our older children. A lot of the parents that was in the program needed somewhere for their older children to attend. So they actually were in the before and after care, and so I created Push Academy, which focuses on STEM,
Mhm.
and we partnered with Microsoft, the Washington Mystics, and Washington Redskins, which is now Washington football team. So the children had the opportunity to be on TV with the Washington Redskins and get their autograph. They went through the locker room. They gave them toys. During the Christmas holidays, they were able to pick out a toy of their choice, and they fed them lunch. And then the Washington Mystics allowed the children to create a STEM project, and they would present their STEM project before the games and during halftime. And then the Microsoft and the Pentagon City allowed the children to be entrepreneurs. They also taught them could do coding and digital art. So now we're actually getting ready to open a second space for the pre-K 3 year olds and 4 year olds and ages 5 to 12. So that second space is coming up, and we definitely want you to look out. They will be dressed in uniforms, almost like private school. So they have their blazers with the logo on it, their sweaters. It's going to be a state of the art. The schematic design was designed by Graham Farrow and his team, and we are so excited to bring this to Ward 7.
So the second location will be in Ward 7.
Yes, that's our goal is to bring a state of the art. And we actually implemented art so it will be STEAM in Ward 7 coming up.
That's so exciting. You pushed
Yes.
forward to my other question. Tell me your vision again behind the Push Academy that you
Push
created.
Academy is was designed to help children heal and thrive through their traumatic experiences. Sometimes um, in the community, children are faced with gun violence just playing in front of their door or on their yard. Sometimes there's domestic violence in the home. The domestic violence rate went up, increased during the pandemic. And so I wanted to bring a program that will take the children's mind off of their environment and their circumstances to let them know that they could be the next President Barack Obama or the Dr. Maya Angelou, that there was light at the tunnel if they put all their efforts into education. It will bring them out of their environment and let them know that they can be whoever they desire.
Yes. Now I know that you provide a safe, loving environment with your academy and with your child care center. Can you talk about some of the services you provide in both the Push Academy and the child care center?
We actually provide the 23-hour service. Right now, we are limited to staff and children being in the facility because we're still under pandemic and the CDC guidelines. So we can't have no more than 10 individuals in the facility at one time. So right now, I'm just servicing the day program, And the Push Academy is right now the summer and before and after care. And I'm servicing some of those families during the summer break for the children, the older children. Push Academy is actually going to be the name of the second location. And I actually just finished, I created an international conference for women just 2 weeks ago. Well, it was actually June 1st through the 8th. And it was phenomenal. We cried, laughed, everyone was inspired. And the goal was to educate, engage, and empower women from all over the world. Because oftentimes, as um, the woman that's working 9 to 5 or a business owner, we're tending to take care of everything. We come home, bring the job at home, and then we're taking care of our husband and our children. And we don't even have time just to take 15 minutes just to breathe. And so I brought certified instructors and trainers on the platform. We had Dr. Kendra McDowell from the Chief Medical Officer of Baltimore, Maryland, who sat on the team for COVID-19 and the measles. We also had Angelique Okiki, which is the Vice President of North America and Colon for Nike. We had the lady that Sarah Lopez that created the swag bag, and Angela Chester Johnson and Michelle Walker Davis with IMG and Dr. Millie Johnson. We had some amazing women on that platform for that week, and I broke it into two parts where we had a 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., which allowed individuals to plug in the mornings or come back in the evenings. We had jazz music. We learned how to do the African dance and how to do a Hawaiian hula. It was amazing. It really was.
That's phenomenal. You know that Michelle and I met in February as part of a National Women's Conference. That's how
Yes,
I met your buddy Michelle. And Dr. Millie, it was on the show 2 weeks ago, and she'll be back on July 22nd. And I'm
yeah,
working with her, connecting her with my contact at the NAACP PG County chapter. So two of your buddies I do know
yes,
well.
yes,
And when I think about the fact that you created that conference, I'm thinking about the fact that Sansa Woodford, who is another friend of Michelle and I, she has conferences every 2 to 3 months. I'm making sure that she gets your information because you would be a
yes,
phenomenal addition
yes,
to the Women's Confidence Tour. And she does it every few months. And that's how Michelle and I met. And then she introduced me to Dr. Millie's because you're doing phenomenal things, which
yes.
leads me to my next point. You mentor a lot of African American female business owners. Can you talk about your mentorship of other Black female entrepreneurs?
I actually met Michelle through the 1 Million Women with Goldman Sachs. And I just got selected to be in that program maybe about a couple of days ago. So I'm so honored to be a part of them. But the the program that I mentor is women of color, and that's Asian, Latino, and African American women who are have an idea or something in their gut that's telling them to start something and they don't know how. I know when I started out, I didn't have a mentor to help me and guide me through get my basic license and get my clean hands and get my LLC. So I wanted to create a program that would help these young women to start their business. And I actually um, it was selected to be the ambassador for the DC and Virginia area, which would be the Virginia area and surrounding the 495, which is Arlington and Alexandria County. And so basically, if you come into the program, we got to know that you're committed. There will be training classes for you. We will go through the process of helping you first being able, a lot of times women are able to be confident in their pitch and their business. But you got to also know your numbers too. So we want to build that confidence um, all the way around so that when we're finished with the program and they're getting their EOS traction, where you're building a vision for a team of individuals to execute your business and see that vision as you see it. Because when you're starting a business, oftentimes you are in the business, but when your business starts growing, you have to step out and be able to have the business grow even more. So you have to build a team of individuals that will execute your business as you see it, and that's using the EOS traction system by Gino Wickman. That book, Traction. If you wanting to start a business, you definitely want to use that, because that tool will help you and guide you into the right direction and where you need to go and execute your business. But I want to be there to help them get licensed, to be get their certifications, whether it be CBE, women-owned business, Hub Zone. We have marketing specialists to help them market their business, creating websites, and just whatever they need. We have outlined this program, and we definitely want them to go to the website and sign up for this program that we have coming. You're going to be able to get grants and funding, loans that you may not be able to. We partnership with banks and the community banks. So we definitely want you to, tag us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on the website pushingstem.weebly.com. So we definitely, and then I want to do a conference once they've completed the program. I'm going to bring investors, influencers, angels, and the banks to come and see you pitch your business for 30 to 45 seconds and give you funding. That's what my goal is, to be able to help, because when we help the small businesses and make them great, then the big businesses can stand up and use them as subcontractors for different things. So I think once we connect, have that connection, we will be great in DC.
So they can go to pushingstem.weebly.com to connect with that program, correct?
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm going to make sure that is listed. Now, I really want to
Yes,
talk about your latest project, your
yes, ma'am.
nonprofit organization, Sue B's Domestic Violence Relief.
Yes.
I love this is a topic close to my heart. One of my good girlfriends for 12 and 13 years now has had Love by the Handles, Amina McWhirter, and she deals directly with domestic violence issues. Everything from getting you out of the situation to finding you housing to finding you jobs, the whole connection. So when I saw that you had this, I think this is close to my heart because I have a lot of girlfriends that deal in this area. So I was really, really excited for you to tell me about this Sue B's Domestic Violence Relief Program that you started, the nonprofit.
I actually, some of the families in the community in Ward 7, I saw a lot of domestic violence, and I wanted to um, help them. Some of the families I was helping using my own personal money, buying clothes and shoes. I had coat drives and taking them getting haircuts, doing their hair, and I wanted to create something that would help the families. I was helping them getting housing partnership with Virginia Williams, and Virginia Williams has a partnership with some of the hotels. And when we have to, they have to get the families out right away. They will put them up in the hotels, and um, so they have a safe place. And so I wanted to create it because I was in domestic violence. My mom was dealing with domestic violence from my stepdad, and she got out. And my mother was such a giving and caring person. I wanted to create a foundation that would let women know that they can be sued, because she persevered. She got out of the situation, and she didn't look back. And I wanted to create that foundation to let them know that love should not hurt, and they can they can get out. A lot of times it's fear, being on their own and not knowing where to start or what to do. But I wanted them to be the next Subi, so I named it Promoting Subi's Domestic Violence Relief, and it's a resource center. We have an amazing team of women and men on this organization that it's not just to help women and children, because sometimes you have men that are being abused and afraid to speak out, because sometimes people may see that as being weak. We have LGBTQ uh, people, individuals that's going through um, abuse or bullying because of their sexuality. And we want to have this resource center to help these individuals persevere and let them know that they don't have to stay in a situation where they're being victimized or hurt, or so that's the goal for promoting Sudanese domestic violence.
And people can go to promotingsubi.com, correct? To
Yes,
get
ma'am.
information. And if they want to volunteer, is there a link on that website for them to contact you to volunteer?
Yes, ma'am. They can go on the website and list their information, and someone will definitely get in contact with them.
That's phenomenal. Your websites will be listed, and I'll be
Yes,
putting a plug in there that they need to contact you. In fact, I'll personally say right now, you can call me directly. I would like to volunteer. If it's a
yes,
couple hours a week or something I can do, I want you to personally call me. I want to start that as
yes.
soon as possible.
All right. Thank
um because I think it's so important. So many people are hurting, and
you. Yes,
I have been delivered from that kind of situation. Everything's not physical abuse, it could be emotional abuse.
absolutely.
And I went through that with my first marriage, and God
Yeah,
delivered me from that many years ago. But I think God delivers you from something so you can then be a blessing to other people, and you can
yes,
minister to other people from the hurt that he
yeah.
delivered you from. So definitely, you
And,
have my cell phone already, so you call
um,
me and I will come to DC. I'm a
yes,
DC native, so
we
I will.
actually had a victim and a survivor come on the platform that we had on that international conference.
Mm.
Uh, she came on and spoke, and when she started speaking about her experience, I'm telling you, everybody teared up. But she let them know that it made her who she is today, and she would not have met her husband, who she has today, had she not went through that experience. So we were so thankful to have her on the platform speaking. She was amazing.
Well, anyway, you got me. I will help you anytime you need
Yes,
something. You let me know. Now, I know you have a lot of business ventures going on.
yes,
Now, anything new? I know you have the new Push Academy coming out. You got the 5 books. Any other projects you want to make us aware of? Because you got a lot
yes.
going.
We're in the process of opening our retail store. I created the clothing and accessories Push Lala's collection, and that's actually being created now. I actually have a graphic designer who's creating a cartoon character of me, and they're doing some amazing things. The clothing is basically a message. Is push loving on yourself. It's talking about empowering women. It's also talking about um, individuals that's is for family. So it's things of pushing through barriers, struggles, anything that you might be faced with, a pandemic, just giving you encouraging words to persevere, and giving you hope. We also have I created um, like for the different awareness. I did a clothing to promote like cancer awareness for breast cancer, ovarian cancer, heart disease. I'm going to have clothing for those different awareness. Um, just a message to give encouragement, not just in women, but children, infants, just uh, basically pushing through whatever your experience it is, if it's mental, anything that you might be faced with in life, fear, um, just asking you to push through, um, and stepping out of your shoes and out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you can be on a job where you are dealing with stress every day and you want to get out, and there's something telling you to push to another level, and you're afraid to start your own business or go to that next job. And it's just actually a message telling you to push through. So that's what the clothing line is for. We're going to be having masks, active wear, um, jean jackets. We have shoes with art on it. The jean jackets with art. It's amazing the things that we've been coming up with. So I'm excited. I just can't wait to see everything. Come into the store, and just when the first day we open, just seeing the families come in. I want to build a store where people can come in there and get anything they need. And so it's just not clothes, but it's going to be accessories and just different things that you need, but you may have to go all the way across town to get it. But I want to be just different things in the store for you. So if you need some diapers, or you need a pacifier, whatever you may need, I want you to be able to get something in the store that can help you. If you need a passport, or a luggage tag, something, or a cap, just different things, or a men belt, just having those different items in the store that you don't, if you need earrings, being able to go in the store and getting whatever you need, like a one-stop shop.
That's so exciting. Will it be in Ward 7?
That I don't believe so. That is going to be downtown somewhere.
That's exciting. Do
Yeah.
you have a sort of a projected opening date for the store? Or are you still
Um,
working on the
it could
clothing line and
be
everything?
between September and October.
Ah, that's exciting. You got to come back on before
Yeah.
before that launch. You got the books coming out, you got the store open, you got the second academy. Wow. Now, this is very
Yes.
key. You already coach and mentor entrepreneurs. So this is a key question. As if any entrepreneur is watching you right now, what words of advice would you give to anyone listening who has a dream of becoming an entrepreneur? They have an idea for a business, but again, they are afraid to push to the next level. They don't know what to do. I know you have a program that will mentor them. What words of advice would you give to someone who's in their comfort zone, which the comfort zone is your broke zone? So, what words of advice would you give? Being a serial entrepreneur with many businesses, what would you say to someone who's listening right now?
To step out your comfort zone. Don't be afraid. Always keep God at the front of it all, because as fast as you can go up, as fast as you can come down. Always treat, my grandmother told me something that stuck with me for a long time. Always treat people like you want to be treated. And when you do that, you'll go a long way, because when you share, sharing is caring, and when you show love, God is love, and you want to make sure that you're using those key ingredients. When you use that, the sky's the limit for you. But just push through. That's the key. That's my trademark is push. Because when you push, If I push you, then you can push someone else. And the thing is, as you going up, don't go up, but try to push somebody else to go up too as you're going up.
Mm.
So that's the
Yes, thank you. That's the words of wisdom that people need to listen to now, because you're such a big community activist and you're really involved in the community. My word of a question for you is, why is it so important? You got people who don't get involved in their community at all. So why is it important for people to get involved with their community and have a voice? That's one of my final questions for you, because you are, big community activist, and that to me is more important than any business someone can run, is being involved in your community. So, what
um,
words of advice would you give for people who are not involved? They might complain about what's going on, but they don't get involved with their community.
I encourage everyone that lives in a community to be your voice. Um, because coming up, I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and as a child, you had the neighbor watching you,
Mm-hmm.
and you had your family members taking care of you. Like everybody was in your life, and that's what is instilled in me. When you see something, don't just see it and don't act on it or don't help. The goal is to, because your community is what defines who you are. And just because you're in a community where you may not have a certain grocery store or a certain store, but if your neighborhood has trash, there's nothing wrong with picking it up. Just because you're not the trash collector or DPW, just keeping your area clean. I mean, that makes a difference in your community. If you seeing that there's infrastructure with the buildings, like these buildings, we just had a building collapse, and keep calling, keep pushing through. Even if they don't answer the calls, send emails, call the mayor's office, call 311. Be in that voice, because when you are heard and you keep pushing through, somebody's going to listen. So we want to make sure that we are building our community up, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And until we work together, we're not going to be able to get it done. I'm really encouraging the young people to become business owners and also be a homeowner. I'm starting classes. If your credit is not up to par, I'm asking you to sign up. I'm going to help you build your credit score up so you can get the home in DC. There's a lot of programs, LEDC and the housing counseling, that's giving free money away for I think it's like 100,000 towards your purchase and 40,000 for closing. This is free money. All you have to do is attend 8 classes. So I'm going to be here to help as many people as I can. Because why pay 1,500 to 2,000 in rent and you can own your house and pay less than that? So that's my
Mm-hmm.
goal. I want to as I can. Um, I just did a photo shoot yesterday where we're gonna have classes for that to help you clean your credit up and get you in that home. If you want to get a home by December, go on that page. We're here to help you.
Wow. So the same page of pushingstem.weebly.com can get all
Absolutely.
of that. And of course, promoting Sue B, because we need some
Uh,
volunteers to
that's
help
right.
in the community. So I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful for Michelle, who introduced me to you, because you are a phenomenal, awesome woman. And I say woman of God, because I know your faith is number one, and
Oh,
that's what God.
absolutely. I couldn't, without God, I could do none of this. And,
Mm.
my goal is when I spread my light, He spreads more light on me to help more people. So that's the goal. is to make sure that we love on each other and empower each other. That's the only way we're going to make it because all we have is each other.
Amen. I just want to thank you. I think you're phenomenal. I'm
Thank
excited
you.
about all your new projects, the Push Academy, the 5 books, the retail space in
Yeah,
DC. And you know what? I want to make sure you got to stay in touch with me. So every time you open something, I'm going to do a big shout out of the blurb if
yeah,
you want to come back and announce it. And I just want to say thank you, Miss LaTrell Fitchett, for your life, your giving, it's all what you're doing is ministry because
yeah,
even if it's a business, you're giving and you have the heart of God to give. And that to me is ministry. My mom was a minister for 40 years. Okay. So I'm a
yeah.
minister's child. And I look at all of this and what you do as a ministry to the community. And God has given you favor upon favor and opening so many doors because you do love people, because you are a giver.
That's
Okay. And
true.
that's why God keeps those doors of favor open. And you gave you
Yes,
that creative genius that He gave you to keep
yes,
creating. So I just thank you for your time. Look, everybody listening, her websites will be posted under this broadcast. She will also be on the podcast and she will also be on my YouTube page. And I'm going to make sure you stay in touch and this lady's information as she creates all of these fabulous things for the community that you know about her creations as they come out, especially those children's books. That's
yes,
very exciting that she wrote 5 books. And the fashion line and the retail space, that's much needed where it's a one-stop shop but people can go get everything they need and have a message
absolutely.
behind the fashion. So I want to thank God for your life and your ministry, your business, and creating this other entrepreneurs coming behind you, being mentored through their programs. And really, I have been a homeowner for a while. I believe the same. I used to be a realtor in DC a long time ago. Why
Okay,
pay that $2,000 in rent? You
that's
might as well
right.
own. You're putting your
That's
money in
right.
the toilet when you're not
That's,
owning your own home.
yeah,
So thank you for doing that because a lot of people do need help with their credit. All the services
yeah.
you provide, the websites will be listed so you can contact her immediately to get some help in whatever area of your life you need help in. So thank you for your
Thank,
time. I appreciate you. And I'll definitely be in touch and be in touch. I'm gonna go to the website like everybody else and put myself down to volunteer for the
thank
Sue
you.
Bees because I really used to volunteer a whole lot in DC. I live in
We
Maryland
need
now.
it.
I don't care if it's a couple times a week. Everybody can volunteer to help someone else.
Absolutely, we need it. We need as many people as we can get to help because it's so much needed in this community and in the DC area. We just need it.
Yes, and thank you.
Also,
I love your ministry. I love who you are. You're such a fabulous. But Michelle did not lie. She said she's fabulous, and I said, surely, now that I've seen and met you, and I talked to you a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks ago, you are truly a phenomenon, and I'm just going to continue to keep you in my prayers that God will continue to use your life in the way He's doing now so powerfully every day. Thank you so much for your
thank you
time.
so much for having me.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you next week, everybody, on Thursday. We have next Thursday Carol Brewer from California, Minister of Music, coming on to talk to us about her ministry. And thank you. Have a blessed week. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.